What's obvious? The supernatural. These are things that go beyond nature as we understand it. There's no visible way they're being propelled, yet they move at speeds that are impossible, especially under the sea. For example, if I take a 9mm bullet or a 7.62 by 39 round and shoot it at you from 50 yards away underwater in a pool, it would be difficult for the bullet to even reach you. Salt water is denser, so the bullet would lose speed faster. But imagine if something were traveling at 500 knots underwater, as measured by sonar. This challenges everything we know about physics. How can that be? They've tracked this. They've tracked objects moving at 500 knots underwater. One reason for this is that most of these sightings occur far out in the ocean. It's one of the places they observe us from. The best way to do that is from somewhere remote, like the ocean. They enter the ocean, come up briefly, and then fly off. These transmedium crafts have been seen. There's a guy named Avi Loeb. He's a professor at Harvard, and he thinks this could be an alien probe. He was talking about the chances of this object being on the path it's on, entering our solar system in a direct line with Earth. The chances of that happening are very small, and the way it's doing this is when Earth is on the opposite side of the Sun. So it's coming from behind the Sun, making it harder to detect. This object is on a direct path to Earth, and it's expected to reach Earth in 2027. I think they're trying to figure out if it's going to hit Earth, come close to Earth, or pass by it, and what exactly it is. Why do they think it might be an alien satellite, or something similar? Loeb also looked at another object that passed by Earth a few years ago. They named it and said it looked very unusual, almost metallic. Based on its shape and the way it was moving, Loeb didn't think it was natural, so he thought it might have been some sort of alien craft. Oumuamua is the object detected in space, and Loeb believes it might have come from an extraterrestrial civilization. It was discovered on October 19, 2017, just over 3 years ago. It was the first object found that came from outside our solar system. It was moving too fast to be caught by the sun's gravity. This was the first object has found coming to us from interstellar space, from beyond our solar system. It was a dark pewter color and had no sharp angles. It was about 5'10" in size. It was a very simple object, with archways as part of its structure. One of these archways could even become transparent. It was made of an advanced metal or ceramic material, and it was cold to the touch. Hopefully they come in peace. Or, if not, maybe they decide that it's not going to work out. It's like when the dinosaurs were around, and then they were wiped out. If that happens, humanity would be wiped out too. Everything would be gone, and life would start over with new organisms. Then, they might come back and do genetic engineering, just like they did with us and monkeys, and create a new version of humans. But this time, maybe this new version would be less territorial, more curious, more interested in innovation, and less focused on controlling and dominating resources. Because that's what messed us up. When territorial apes get advanced technology, they use their territorial behavior to defend and acquire resources, and that leads to war. A comet is a rock covered with ice, specifically water ice. When it gets close to the sun, the heat causes the ice to turn into vapor or gas, which creates the beautiful tail we see behind it. That's what makes a comet. An asteroid, on the other hand, is just a rock with little to no ice. The first person to explain what comets are was from Harvard University. The story goes that Fred Whipple went to Harvard Square one winter day, saw the slush on the ground, and had the idea that comets are just icy rocks. That's what a comet really is. Comets come to us from the outer edges of the solar system. Since they are loosely bound, being on the outskirts makes them easier to be pulled away from their host star. Some of these comets fly in our direction, and we see them. So they thought Oumuamua was probably a comet. The only issue was that it didn't have a cometary tail. This is really happening. They're observing us and hiding themselves in a certain way. But all the evidence that's been presented for aliens is not enough to prove anything. Still, it has sparked excitement in many people. Personally, I believe that what we're seeing is probably similar to what we did on Mars. I don't think there are actual aliens involved. I have a feeling that these are probes. If you think about it, why would biological beings be traveling through the universe? It doesn't make sense when you have advanced technology that could do the job just as well. Even though our technology is still relatively primitive compared to what we might have a million years from now, we can already do things like sending the Mars rover to explore, flying a helicopter on Mars, and having multiple satellites exploring space and capturing images. We're capable of all that. What's your opinion on this? Don't forget to hit the bell, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the like button to let us know this content is making an impact. And if you're watching on your phone, don't forget to hit the hype button below. It really helps me earn more, and keep watching for more strange encounters. One of the most well-known cases involves Commander David Fravor of the Navy, who along with one or two other jets, had an encounter with something off the limits. They came across an object shaped like a Tic Tac. This story began when they tracked the object from 80,000 feet above sea level to just 50 feet in less than a second. They had no idea how it moved. There was no visible propulsion system, and it was blocking their radar. It was actively interfering with their tracking systems. This is what their sensors reported. A Mexican pilot was flying his plane when something strange happened. He got confused and didn't know what was going on. He had fallen asleep, and when he woke up he found himself over the ocean. He couldn't understand how he ended up there. What didn't make sense was the amount of fuel missing from his plane, considering how far he had flown. There's actually a recording of this event. In it, the pilot seems to go into a trance and starts channeling some kind of alien intelligence. This intelligence, speaking through the pilot's voice, said that the human race is the only intelligent species in the universe still using war, killing people, engaging in large-scale conflict, and having nuclear weapons. The message was clear: humanity must stop doing this, or someone might step in. It's a pretty wild story. So what would the strange encounters of astronauts be like? If you want to learn more about this, I've left a link at the top corner of the screen. I've also added a direct link to it in the pinned comment below this video. And don't forget to come back to see what NASA reveals. For decades, NASA, the world's leading space exploration agency, has kept a secret they feared might change everything we know about the universe. But now, after years of speculation, the silence has been broken. The UFOs are here, and we are on the verge of a discovery that could forever alter the course of human history. In a race against time, NASA scientists and researchers have been working hard to face the unknown, pushing the limits of human exploration to uncover the mysteries beyond our atmosphere. In a shocking press conference that stunned the world, the head of NASA stepped forward, revealing a series of incredible encounters that have sent waves through the scientific community and left millions in awe. Various footage shows unidentified flying objects racing through the sky, defying the laws of physics. These extraordinary UFO sightings, witnessed by pilots, civilians, and even astronauts, have left experts puzzled, challenging everything we thought we understood about our place in the universe. The mysterious world of unidentified flying objects has baffled even the U.S. Department of Defense. Acknowledging the presence of these strange sightings, they carefully referred to them as unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAP, in order to avoid any immediate links to extraterrestrial life. However, the release of convincing videos has only strengthened the belief that we may not be alone in the universe. In an attempt to control rising speculation, it appears that certain UFO sighting videos have been subjected to significant censorship. Still, the Pentagon has surprisingly confirmed and verified the authenticity of some of these videos, stating that they show real encounters. The first remarkable incident occurred off the coast of California in 2004, where witnesses captured footage of an oval-shaped object hovering effortlessly, defying the known laws of physics. As if that wasn't enough, the second UFO video shows an object speeding across the ocean's surface, leaving viewers stunned by its incredible speed. The sight of this celestial phenomenon sparked the imaginations of many and ignited conversations about the potential mysteries beyond our planet. The modern era of UFO sightings seemingly began when pilot Kenneth Arnold reported seeing a group of strange crescent-shaped objects flying near Mount Rainier, Washington. This sighting caught the public's attention and led to widespread media coverage, sparking curiosity about extraterrestrial phenomena. It was a sunny afternoon when pilot Kenneth Arnold began a routine flight near Mount Rainier, Washington. He had no idea that this ordinary trip would change our view of the skies forever. As he looked out of his cockpit, he was shocked to see a group of strange crescent-shaped objects flying through the air with an almost impossible grace. These mysterious objects moved in perfect unison, leaving the pilot in awe. The term flying saucer quickly became popular, due to Kenneth's detailed description of the object's unusual shape. The world was filled with excitement over the possibility that we might not be alone in the vast universe. His encounter sparked a wave of UFO sightings around the world. 1952. UFO incident. Several UFOs were detected on radar, and seen by both civilian and military personnel. It all started with strange blips on the radar screens, unusual echoes that moved across the monitors of alert air traffic controllers. This was not a malfunction or a brief glitch. The objects moved with a speed and precision that seemed to break the laws of physics, leaving experienced aviators baffled and unable to explain what they were seeing. UFO incidents quickly spread, sending shockwaves throughout the country and around the world. People watched in suspense as reports and stories filled the media, describing the incredible movements witnessed by those lucky enough to see this extraordinary event. But these sightings didn't stop there. Another well-known UFO incident, called the Rendlesham Forest Incident, took place in Suffolk, England. U.S. Air Force personnel, stationed at RAF Woodbridge, reported seeing strange lights and encountering a triangular-shaped craft in the nearby forest. At RAF Woodbridge, U.S. Air Force personnel found themselves caught up in an unusual event that challenged their understanding of reality. Strange lights cut through the darkness, casting an eerie glow on the forest floor. Surprised and intrigued, they moved deeper into the woods, their hearts racing with anticipation. As they carefully approached the source of the lights, what they saw went beyond their wildest imaginations. A triangular-shaped craft appeared from the shadows, unlike anything they had ever seen before. Its shiny metallic surface seemed to glow with a strange energy, as if it held mysteries beyond human understanding. Another significant UFO sighting would take place nearly 2 decades later, marking the longest gap between USA sightings. This momentous event occurred on March 13, 1997, and is commonly known as the Phoenix Lights Incident. Thousands of people in Phoenix, Arizona, observed a formation of lights moving silently across the night sky. The event captured widespread attention and became one of the most notable mass UFO sightings in history, with witnesses including pilots, law enforcement officers, and ordinary citizens. The clear skies over Phoenix, Arizona, became the stage for an awe-inspiring event. As night fell, thousands of people looked up, unknowingly preparing to witness a spectacle that would be remembered in UFO history. A formation of lights appeared, moving in unison across the night sky. These lights moved gracefully, silently gliding through the heavens, captivating everyone lucky enough to witness this extraordinary sight. It was no ordinary event. The incident quickly became a major moment in UFO sightings, especially considering the vast scale of the phenomenon, which amazed many. Witnesses from all walks of life came forward, sharing their accounts of the event. Pilots, law enforcement officers, and ordinary citizens all experienced this remarkable event together. On November 7, 2006, another UFO sighting, now known as the O'Hare International Airport UFO sighting, caused a stir among airline staff and passengers in Chicago, Illinois. Witnesses reported seeing a disc-shaped object hovering over one of the airport's terminals before it quickly shot up into the sky. Despite the testimonies of many credible witnesses, an official explanation has not been provided. Let's imagine the busy atmosphere of O'Hare International Airport on that chilly November day in 2006 and try to understand what happened. According to witnesses, amidst the usual flurry of arrivals and departures, this surprising event left both airline staff and passengers stunned, marking a mysterious moment in aviation history. As people looked up, a collective gasp spread through the crowd. Witnesses watched in amazement as a disc-shaped object appeared above one of the airport's terminals. Hovering without effort, it seemed to defy gravity, floating in the air like something from another world. In a split second, with no warning, the object suddenly sped up, cutting through the atmosphere with an unnatural speed and disappearing into the sky. Even with the numerous accounts from reliable witnesses, no official explanation has ever been given, leaving the O'Hare International Airport sighting a puzzling mystery that continues to leave those who saw it with more questions than answers. In July 2019, 13 years after a similar event, the USS Omaha, a U.S. Navy warship, reportedly encountered a strange spherical object flying just above the Pacific Ocean. The object was spotted on radar and confirmed visually by the ship's crew. The incident drew attention after video footage was released, showing the object disappearing into the water, leaving experts puzzled about its origin and capabilities. The spherical object appeared suddenly, almost as if it had risen from the depths of the ocean. It hovered low in the sky, defying the usual limits of flight. Radar screens lit up, confirming the presence of this mysterious object. The crew watched in astonishment, their emotions ranging from awe and curiosity to a hint of fear. This was an encounter that went beyond their training and understanding. Cameras recorded the event, capturing the astonishing scene. When the footage was eventually made public, it sparked a global reaction, with experts and enthusiasts alike fascinated by the bizarre sight. But the most perplexing part of the encounter came after that. The spherical object, as if pulled by an invisible force, descended into the ocean. The waters seemed to welcome the strange visitor, swallowing it completely, and leaving only ripples and many unanswered questions. In 2020, a series of leaked videos from U.S. Navy pilots surfaced online, showing encounters with unidentified aerial objects known as Tic Tacs. These objects were seen displaying incredible speed, maneuverability, and flight patterns that went beyond the capabilities of any known human-made aircraft. The footage reignited interest and sparked fresh debates about the UFO phenomenon. The encounter with these mysterious aerial objects was undeniably historic, likely to be remembered for years to come. Their unique shape made them stand out, drawing more attention than any previous UFO sighting. The leaked videos captured an awe-inspiring interaction between these strange objects and the skilled pilots who observed their amazing abilities. With a level of agility that seemed to break the laws of physics, the Tic Tacs zipped through the air at speeds that amazed even the most experienced pilots. They made sharp turns, ignoring inertia, and skillfully evaded attempts to follow them. It was yet another demonstration of flight features far beyond what human aviation has ever achieved. Conclusion: we've covered a lot of ground today. We've examined the physics-defying capabilities of these objects, from impossible accelerations to transmedium travel. We've explored the Oumuamua mystery, and the possibility that we've already detected an alien probe passing through our solar system. We've traced the historical timeline of UFO encounters, from Kenneth Arnold in 1947 to the USS Omaha in 2019. We've discussed the government's shift from denial to acknowledgement, and what that means. We've considered the probe hypothesis, and why robotic explorers make more sense than biological visitors. We've explored the ocean connection, and the possibility of hidden underwater facilities. And we've talked about what all of this means for humanity's future. The evidence is compelling, though not yet conclusive. Something is happening that we don't fully understand. Objects are operating in our skies and oceans with capabilities that challenge our understanding of physics. Credible witnesses are reporting encounters that can't be easily dismissed. Government agencies are finally acknowledging that this phenomenon is real and worthy of serious study. We're at the beginning of what might be the most important scientific investigation in human history. The question of whether we're alone in the universe might be answered in our lifetimes. The footage that was never released is now being released. The secrets that were kept for decades are finally coming to light. And the truth, whatever it turns out to be, is closer than it's ever been. This is your invitation to be part of that discovery, to witness history as it unfolds, and to help humanity take its next great leap in understanding our place in the cosmos. If you found this deep dive valuable, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos where we'll continue exploring this fascinating topic. I'll be covering new developments as they emerge, interviewing experts, and analyzing evidence as it becomes available. Drop a comment below and let me know what aspect of this phenomenon interests you most. Are you convinced these objects are extraterrestrial? Do you think there's a conventional explanation we're missing? What questions do you still have? I read every comment and your input helps shape future content. Thanks for watching, and remember, the truth is out there, and we're closer to finding it than ever before.
Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.